Your center, Michael Saffell. We'll go ahead and just start off with questions. Trace Travers.
Let's see. One thing I wanted to see, you put the video of you on Twitter earlier. How recently did you watch the movie Dodgeball?
Oh man, that's a daily movie for me. That's how I get fired up in the morning, ready to go for practice. I don't know. I just saw my hair in that. I'm like, oh, it's looking pretty good. I got to make a comment about it. With the O line, no one's gonna really talk about your looks, so I got to do it for myself. So that's why I threw that up there.
Good deal. Good deal. And with this being the first day of practice, and you guys have had a whole off season of learning terminology without being able to go out there, how was the installation of today? How did it feel to get out there?
Man, it was awesome. Just having so much experience on the O line makes it so easy, and it's something where you think that, okay, we haven't put this terminology into game speed yet. Let's see how it goes. And you get out there and you just have so much experience with the guys, and just O-line's been around forever. And we played so many snaps together, and Coach Musgraves and Coach McClure do the best job in the world, just streamlining the offense, making it easy for the O-line, making the calls fast. And today, I think that really showed off and showed really well, just the work that this O-line has put in over the offseason to get all the calls down and get the identifications down. It really shined today.
Yeah. If I can ask one more question, how much of a difference is how much has changed as far as blocking schemes from what you guys ran last year to what you guys are putting in for this year?
Yeah, I think the difference about, Coach Musgraves in a more NFL scheme is they do a lot more with identification of the actual defense.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, who's the Mike, who's the safety, getting the wide receivers involved, blocking in the box. Maybe that's something we didn't do as much with Coach Baldwin that, we're going to rely on for this year. So it's basically in the whole offense, all 11, apart from the 5 on the offensive line, tuned into actually who's playing what position, who's the personnel in the game. I think there might be a little bit more focus on that in this offense. But like you say, in college football, I mean, a lot of people run the same schemes. Zone blocking, man blocking, gap schemes. It kind of boils down to the same things over and over. And, there's different ways to dress it up with motions and things like that, which we're going to do. But as far as the identification, maybe that's a little bit more step up in this scheme.
Okay, we'll move on. Jackson Moore from Bear Territory.
With this being day one, was it any more valuable for you guys on offense, having gone through all the other stuff in the past months and now finally being able to be on the field and see a defense in front of you?
Exactly. I mean, I think I calculated in my head. I was talking with my dad before practice. This might be year 17 for me, man. I'm an old man out there. Like, oh my God, am I 21 years old? Holy moly. But yeah, it was so awesome. And I think, when it's an hour before practice, no matter what age you are, if you're 17-year veteran in the NFL, you're Tom Brady, you get those jitters a little bit. You get a little nervous. How's this going to go? And then it's like anything. You get out there and, man, I've taken a million reps of this. I've done this before. Time and time again, and all that fades away after the first contact. And I think today was the same. There's so many questions going in. How are we going to identify things? Are we going to make these calls? What's the experience going to look like? The ball rolls out, play one goes, and all those questions go out the door. And it's the same offensive line that we played with, same offense. And, man, just being out there today, we're going to be pretty good this year. I will say that.
Okay. Jackson, any follow-ups?
Thank you.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff Rado for Mike.
Hey, Mike. You talked about the experience on the O-line. The entire offense really essentially is back from last year. It's not just a question of the experience, I'm guessing, but you got to step up and take the next step as an offense and as a line. How much better do you think you'll be? The last 3 games last year, you started to show what you could be as an offense. What do you expect from this season?
I think we have high expectations, especially with the talent that we are returning and the experience. But expectations are expectations, and you can write down all the goals that you want down on a sheet. And at some point, we're going to have to go roll the ball out and play against a solid Pac-12 defense, and we're going to play a number of them this year. So we have high expectations as a team. I think like we're going to have every year. And I think just in the Coach Wilcox area, it's been boiling down to have a year like this where everyone can come back healthy. We have experience on both sides of the ball. The schemes are in, and there's little adjustments to be made that we just got to go play. We've had 4 years of development under Coach Becton. And, sometimes the stars align and you get a year like this where everyone's going to be rolling and healthy. That's definitely this year for us. Now, that doesn't translate automatically to wins. I mean, we're going to have to go out there, roll the ball out, play with high effort and energy like I know we're capable of doing. But the leadership that we have on this team and the experience, I mean, it speaks for itself. You guys know it, and you guys can probably feel it. I think everyone feels it, that it could be definitely a special year. But you got to make do on that and make do on the expectations that you write for yourself.
Mike, the last couple of years, the defense to a large degree was sort of carried the team a little bit at times.
Right.
Certainly,
You don't want to hear that, all right, Jeff? Come on, man.
But is it your turn now as an offense? Is it your turn?
Oh, it's always been our term. Come on. I'm the limelight of this team. I'm just kidding. That's Chase Garbers. Okay, that's my roommate. Man, I hope so. I hope it's our turn. We've been working our tail off for 4 years trying to be that unit, and we are experienced as ever. We need to stay healthy. That's been the theme. I need to stay healthy. And I think, our strength staff has done a great job putting us in position to do that. Coach Wilcox, with the way we practice, the way we prepare, man, it's smart, it's scientific, and it's streamlined, and they do a really good job. So I have all the confidence in the world that we're going to be able to go out there and perform like we want to. And I think this year, I mean, the confidence on offense, we, especially coming off the momentum that we had last year, we had flashes of it. We just couldn't stay healthy across the board. And I think if we can do that this year and the stars can align and we can all stay healthy and stay in the game, man, we're gonna have a pretty special offense.
Thank you, Mike.
No worries.
I don't know who wants to take the next question, but maybe we'll give it to a student. Jasper Sundin from the Daily Cal. You want to give it a shot?
Why not? Why not? With an introduction like that, how can I pass it up?
Come
on. So I talked to Coach Wilcox earlier. He said practice is a little different. Things are a little varied. You've been around for a while. What do you think are the biggest differences? What are the things you noticed between that, like this particular practice during the pandemic and maybe prior practices?
I mean, you're getting a nose swab every day, so that's not the best way to start your day off. That's not how we like to do it, but that's the new normal, I guess. I think in a pandemic like this, when the preparation time is shortened and condensed, you have to be really smart with how you do it. Like for instance, today, we can't just go out there and put the pads on and, start rolling the ball out and doing our 2 huddle drills and, high contact and a super physical practice because your body's just not ready for it. I mean, I played 17 seasons, but 2 of those were flagged, so we'll go with 15. But your body takes time to prepare. I mean, those first couple weeks that you're in it are as important as any, just to get those quick contacts. And so we're experiencing that right now. We're going through those practices, and then it's just making adjustments on the fly. In terms of the meetings are different. There's not as much time in the locker room with the guys, which sucks, because that's probably the best part of football and being on this team, because we got such cool teammates and such cool guys. So, there's some good and bad things, and maybe in 5 years we'll keep some of the things that we're doing right now, and maybe we won't. But I guess there's just less personal connection. You have to be in tune with keeping your mask on and just understanding and being personally responsible for the coronavirus, because, at the end of the day, we still are in a pandemic, and we have a responsibility to protect our teammates, protect the staff, and, protect the Berkeley community, I think.
Hey, Jasper, any follow-ups?
Yeah. What's the atmosphere on the team like? It sounds like you're really bought into this, like being responsible, being safe, following those safety precautions. What's it been like around the team as a whole?
As far as like the attitude towards the coronavirus?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the blessing of going to a school like Berkeley. Guys are so intelligent and so smart, and it's past football for a lot of things that we talk about. And when the things with George Floyd came up, we talked about that as a team. You don't just scape over those issues and not think about it, because we have guys on the team that are personally affected. And with the coronavirus, we have guys on the team that have gotten it, family members that have been affected. And, at that point, with something like this, with a pandemic, we want to play football. And, we're all diehard football fans. We've been playing forever, all the guys. I think everyone's really excited to be back. But in the back of everyone's mind, it is bigger than football during this time. With the political climate we're in and with the coronavirus pandemic, those two things have to be considered, because Berkeley does such an unbelievable job at making it more than football. That's why it's so fun to go here and play at a school like this, because, the intelligent conversations we have in the locker room are past identifying defenses and talking cover three. We're talking about current news stories. And so I feel really blessed and grateful to be at a school that follows the guidelines, has, safety officials that are working their tail off to make sure that we can play in the safest environment, and then have teammates that are personally responsible. And I don't worry about any of them. We've set a culture here that takes accountability and responsibility for our actions. So I'm really proud to be a part of that during this time.
Jasper, you good?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Max Frankie, did you have any questions for Mike?
Yeah, Mike, game one at Washington on November 7th. They had the number 3 defense last year. Most of them are returning. What strengths are you concerned about on Washington, and what do you expect them to bring week one?
Wow, you're looking way past. We had a great first day, man. No, I'm just kidding. We haven't got into the tape yet because it is day one, and, we're still installing a new offense and getting all those things in. Man, I'm sure they're going to be unbelievably physical and fly to the ball and all the things that Washington defense is famous for. They're going to be well-disciplined, and, we're going to play 7 games in the Pac-12 against defenses that are of the same caliber. And everyone's going to have their special advantages. So we haven't gotten to that tape yet. So when it does, you can give me a call, and I'll mail you over the game plan. Just promise that you're not going to send it over. And we'll talk about it then. But as of right now, haven't gotten to that tape. But like I said, Washington, they're always a dangerous team. They're going to be great.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
No worries.
With those answers, Mike takes care of getting any follow-up questions. He doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have to worry about too many follow-ups.
Exactly. That's how
we'll put you on the spot.
Get it over with.
We'll put you on the spot, Phil. Did you have anything for Mike?
So you mentioned it was a great first day, and my friend there took it all the way to the game plan in Washington. I'm not quite going to go that far, but I wanted to know what was the highlight of this first day?
Ooh, man, that's really tough. I think just one is just being back in the huddle with the guys. I mean, especially we've been freaking 8 months or 6 months now, I guess, 7 months with the pandemic. There you go, Trace. Thank you, brother, for helping me out. I had to look at my calendar right here. I'm on the dual monitors. 7 months now in the pandemic. And, man, I think everyone is lacking that personal connection, wants the personal connection, and just being in the huddle and joking with the guys and laughing and having fun. That was definitely the highlight today. Since we can't share water bottles, we have like these water breaks now where we have to go get our personal water. So that was pretty funny. That took me back to like when I was 7 years old. And same thing, we can't get dressed at the locker room, so we got to get dressed at home. So I'm laying out my clothes. I got my mom texting me, "Hey, you got your cleats for practice today?" Those are things I didn't have to worry about, 2 or 3 years ago. So maybe the 12-year-old me was a little bit more responsible, but I'm getting back to my old ways. But man, it was fun just being with the guys and joking and, getting to play football, especially at a time like this where it looks so bleak and you haven't had a lot of personal connection.
Okay, Phil, any follow-ups?
I'm good. Like you said, he takes care of that.
Right on, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Mike,
he took it easy on you, Phil.
Mike's
All right, so what we'll do, guys, if you have a final question.
What's up,
Go ahead,
Jeff?
Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I thought Jeff was asking something.
I said you got to come every week now, Mike.
Oh man, come on. Even during the Laker game, 96-97. Got it right here, guys. We're about to be world champions. Okay.
Took the lead while you were talking.
True.
We'll have to keep them. We'll have to keep them going. Well, if you guys give you about 15, 20 seconds here. If you have any final questions, let me know in the chat. If not, we'll let Mike go. See if anybody's brave enough, Mike.
Exactly. I will talk to you guys about whatever you want. Come on.
Can't think of anything more important than the Laker game, man.
What'd you say?
I can't think of anything more important than the Laker game right now, man. You can't take you away from that.
17. Let's go.
All right. On that, nobody else. So we'll let Mike know. Thanks, and we'll make sure we let him know when you're coming back.